Hey everyone. Now in this episode of What Did Paul Get to Shits With Today, I'll show you how I'm going from spinny hard drives like this to solid state ones like this. And I'm going to show you one of the snags that I hit and the adventure that followed to overcome that. So I'll show you what's going on. So in a recent video I was playing around with hard drives and then I thought I might get rid of these spinny ones that heat up and take a lot of power and get some of these. So I've got a few of these, but I needed to get an expansion card for them. So out here in the garage, I've got this sorry looking server which normally lives up there. And yes, that was Mel and Kim on the screen. I've got this card that I got from AliExpress, you can see in here. There's an expansion card so I could get 4 of these SSD things on here. These M.2 things, right? And the problem is, only that one worked. So I've put one on the motherboard there, but I put one in, it worked good. Put the second one in and it didn't work. It didn't come up, didn't get detected. So what I've done, this is Proxmox here that I use for my VMs. I've got the operating system one under that heatsink down there, and I had this spare slot there. So I've just been running these two like that for the moment. But what I need to do is get this card running for all of them. So I'll show you what the problem was. Now here's a shot of that Proxmox motherboard. You can see its details here. And what I'm looking for is a setting for PCI lane splitting, because apparently that first port is 16 times, but to use it for that card, it needs to be able to split it into 4, so 4x4. Apparently it's called Bifurcation or Bifurcation, whatever it is. But it doesn't have it anywhere in the settings for that BIOS. Now some of you might remember not too long ago I bought a new computer for here, which I didn't really need, but anyway, I got it for here, so this is a new motherboard. So I thought I'd check this one, and this shows different BIOS settings. So in this one it has this PCI E1 lanes configuration option in this new computer here. And if I go into that, it shows me I can split it up into 4x4s, which is what I've set now on this computer. So I'm going to put that card in this computer and see how it goes. Of course, I tried to update the BIOS in that Proxmox server first, and in the process I kind of wrecked its boot, but I fixed that up. Anyway, that was the detour. So now what I'm going to do is swap the internal parts of these systems around so that this motherboard is out there where Proxmox is, and hopefully it all comes up. So here we go. I'm going to rip the card out, obviously, and apparently it'll work on the other motherboard. All right, now I've ripped the video card out. I'll put this one in. Hopefully the onboard video will come on. I just want to try this before I go much further. See if it actually works. Actually, the screen recorder is not set up for the new video setup, but I'll just point the camera at the screen. Bit ghetto. Okay, make this nice and big. So LSBLK and just more that. I should see the devices, and there they are. They're the 2 ones. So that's the one that it booted off, if you can see that. And they're the 2 there. So it has found them nicely. Right, now those discs mounted fine, which was my main concern, but it all went well. What I've got to do now is take the operating system of Proxmox out of the other one and put it into here and see if that boots up. That's the next step. Okay, I don't do hardware stuff often, but here it is. And I've just taken out the operating system of Proxmox. It's got some of the gunk on it from the heatsink compound here, but we'll see how it goes. Shit's over here, you probably can't see that, but there's no one of them down here. Try this and see what happens. All right, what are the chances of Proxmox starting up? All right, boot options. Always continue. That's having a whinge because something changed. There we go. This is gonna work. First fucking go. Cool. All right, so this is my new Proxmox by the look of it. It'll come up. I have confidence in it. The network settings might need changing, but that's not a drama. Okay, what happened was it was trying to mount the disc called video, which isn't in there at the moment. All right, it's booting up again, and I actually thought I remarked that drive out for that very reason, but evidently I forgot. But look at that, works straight away now. That should come up a lot quicker. I think I'll probably still have that Bluetooth thing, but that's not a worry. So the reason it was waiting before is it was timing out trying to mount that drive that isn't there. So this should come up with the thing now. Should be right about there. There it is. Okay, that looks good from there. So I think that'll be fine, which is good. The next big hurdle to cross is to make sure the video card comes up on that other thing, which is going to go here. What I've got to do though, of course, is rip all this shit out of here and put it into that rack mount case. That's going to take the most time, but of course I had to test it here first. But it looks good. What I'll do, of course, is put the third one of these in here. Got 3. I was going to get 4, but That'd be ridiculous. So I thought, instead of getting 4, I'll just cut down the data that I've got. It's amazing what you find when you go through old backups. Fucking pregnant worms and things. Anyway, let's pop this in. Bloody finicky shit to deal with. I don't even know if the camera's pointing at that at this stage. And screw running away, Jesus Christ. Okay, now there's 3. 4, 4 and 4-ish. One day I might get another one. When I put that third one in, it changes the numbering of the network card. So it's ENP13SO, it was 12SO a second ago, and it was like 3 or something before I even started. So I just got to keep an eye on that. Right, here they are side by side. The old one, lots of messy cables, new one's nice and clean. But I might swap the power supply over to power the card, because this was for the graphics card. I'll do all that later, but what I've got to do here is put these USB expansion cards in. I've got 2 of them, they're going to go in there, which will change the network numbering again, and that'll be pretty much it for the Proxmox server. Okay, it's up and running out here in the garage. It's still in the case that I had for the desktop, but that'll come later once I've had a bit of a break. And over the other side, it's got some space for some little SATA drives. I might put a couple in there since I've got them there, just to deck it out a bit more. Okay, so in here, this is now the desktop. Still in the old case, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to rip all this shit out. Just see if this card works when I put it in and put the operating system back in, and see if I get a desktop going here. Right, now the graphics card's in, and so is the system disk, so I'll turn that on. Oh, no. The light came on. The moment I turned that power supply on, there was a little red light here because I forgot to plug this thing in, no doubt. So let me just find something for there. All right, the system's up and running. That's what I like about Linux. You can do shit like this and it doesn't care. It just boots up and runs. Okay, so I can access my remote drives, listen to all the music and whatever else. So that's going well. So anyway, 1 server case and 1 desktop case. Look at this, nothing's easy. It's in here, but look at this ridiculous fan. I'm not going to be able to get the lid on. So fucking hell, I'm going to have to sort something out with a new fan, I guess. But all right, the server's up and running. New card's installed, new case that doesn't quite fit until I get a new fan thing. It's connecting, so there's Proxmox. And that's pretty much it. It's a lot neater than the old one. Now with these other SSD drives I've just got them here. They're going to go in there just for the hell of it. I've even got one purely for temp, for all the temp crap that gets there. Might as well have its own disk, there's that much of it. So anyway, they'll go in there where I used to have 4 hard drives spinning around heating up. So that's how it looks. Oh, and I just had to get another one of those M.2 drives just to fill it in there. So one of them's purely for YouTube videos. So there they are. So this thing's going to be stacked up. Next step is to put the smaller fan on the CPU, which I got today. Unfortunately I had to, so that should be a bit lower so I can fit the lid on. Now the other thing is this little DC jack that I put on the back. Basically I just stole 12 volts from the power supply to power the RF amp here. So a lot of purists won't like the fact that that's an RF amp running off a switch mode power supply, but it doesn't matter, it works for what it does. So I'll run that off this power supply as well and finish this off. Okay, I've just soldered a new wire to this DC jack here for 12 volts, and then I'll plug that in to the power supply so I can power that RF amp. All right, after much fucking around, I've got a new CPU fan on there, which will definitely fit under the lid. I've got the hard drives over there, the solid state things there. Where are they? There. And I've got the 12 volt thing here, which is just going in there. So hopefully it's all finished. Okay, it starts up. Hasn't pinged. There it goes. We've got pings. So it's alive, which is a good start. Cool. Okay, the server's back in its home spot in the rack, and I've been monitoring that overnight, and it turns out on Libre NMS, those NVMe memory disks have temperature sensors on them. So I can see on here, they come up here on Libre NMS, you can see the temperature. Look, it's not doing anything fantastic. One thing I did notice, because they came with some heatsink compound, I don't have the heatsinks yet, but one thing I did notice is they're pretty cool unless they're doing a lot of transfers. So when I was copying all the stuff from the spinny disks, they did get a bit warm then. I don't have the heatsinks yet, but I do have something on the way. So I've ordered a few of these, so I'll slap them on there when they get there, put them on with this heatsink compound, and that'll do. So anyway, that was my little adventure of trying to add that expansion card for the M.2 hard disks. I ended up having to swap all my computers around and all that. Luckily, being Linux, everything just came back on the new one. It didn't care. It's not, I can imagine what Windows would do. But anyway, that was my adventure. So that's all for now. Until next time, take it easy.